Why, hello everybody, it's been a little while, but it's Quaz here, and welcome to a brand new video. Here are the top 5 Pokemon designs I would like to see in Sword and Shield. Let's take it away. So the Galar region is supposedly going to be based on the UK, so with that in mind I have decided to select different aspects of the UK and the UK's culture that I think would make a very good basis for the design of the different Pokemon. So straight away, let's get into number 5 here. So first of all, I think we need to look at the symbols of England and Wales, which are the lion and the dragon. While we have had designs based on lions and dragons before, I just don't think you can have a region based on the UK without including these two. I think they could even play a part in the story. They could be maybe legendary guardians of the two regions and have a role sort of based on that within the game. So the lion has long been associated with England as a symbol of bravery and power. It actually dates back to Richard the Lionheart and the Third Crusade. I think an interesting take on this could be sort of a regal design. This would help differentiate it from the previous lions we've had, and I think it would look pretty cool. So the dragon is the symbol of Wales, mainly because dragons look pretty cool on a flag. There's not much more to it than that. Basically, every game needs a few dragon types in it, so I don't see why you would look anywhere else. It's a pretty obvious design here. I'm sure they can make something out of this. So another way that we can represent the different nations of the UK is through flowers. Each country in the UK has a flower associated with them. So England have the rose, Wales have the daffodil, Scotland have the thistle, and Northern Ireland have the shamrock. So I think it would be interesting if they had a flower-based Pokemon that changed design based on which region you caught it in. So if you caught it in England, it would be a rose-based Pokemon. If you caught it in Wales, it would be daffodil, etc. So they have done something similar to this before with the Flabebe, which would have a different coloured flower if you caught it. So I don't know if they could bring Flabebe back and do a similar thing, or maybe just create a new flowers-based Pokemon altogether. But whichever way they go, I think it would be nice to, again, as a way to represent all the different countries and their history, have this mechanic in it. While we're on the topic of flower-based Pokemon, I do have another suggestion as well. So historically, the War of the Roses was a pretty big event in England, and the rivalry is still felt to this day between Lancashire and Yorkshire. So perhaps one of the rose-based Pokemon that I suggested previously, that could come in 2 different colours, red and white, and the colour would depend on which area you find it in. You could even take this one step further and have a third sort of hidden colour, which would be the red and white Tudor rose. I'm not exactly sure how you'd obtain this, but perhaps you could obtain it by breeding the red and white form together, resulting in the egg hatching into this Tudor rose. Or another way is maybe you have both the red and the white form in your party, and they evolve at the same time and almost merge into one more powerful Tudor Rose-based Pokemon. I think playing with evolution like that is pretty new and could be quite interesting. Every region needs some early game flying types, and 2 of the most common birds in the UK are of course the pigeon and the seagull. Wherever you go, you'll see at least one of these birds, so of course it makes them the obvious choice to be included in the game. We do already have Wingull, which is a seagull type Pokemon, but I think we need a much more vicious looking design to really represent the seagulls of the UK. A pigeon, on the other hand, they would be a lot more sort of harmless and pathetic. Perhaps they could even have sort of a unique ability where they sort of become confused at the end of each turn. While these designs, they're nothing out of the ordinary, I think they're definitely a key component of any game, and should definitely be included because of that. So let's move on to our final suggestion. Now, number 1, we move on to the key component of British life, the defining feature of the UK. If there's one thing that we should be remembered for, this is definitely it. So I will begin with the baby form of this Pokemon. It's just a simple pig. This normal type, it's nothing special, and it's just a cute addition to your team. It will perform poorly in battle, and most players, they'd simply cast it aside without a second thought. However, within this pig is the potential for greatness. So during your journey, you'd meet an NPC named Greg. Now Greg, he'd just appear to be a regular NPC with nothing too interesting to say. However, if you have this pig in your party, he would offer to take it off your hands and help turn it into its final form. Now of course the player would agree to this, I mean who wouldn't? So after a day has passed, you can return to Greg and he will present you with the pinnacle of British food, the sausage roll. I mean, words alone, they cannot describe the majesty of Greg's creation, and I'm sure the resulting Pokemon will please the player. What else do I have to say? So, there we have it, my top 5 suggestions for new designs. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been a little while since I made a video, as I said, so I hope there's still people watching. If you have any suggestions of your own, anything you think I've missed out on, please leave a little comment down below, and maybe I'll make a follow-up if I get enough suggestions. As for now though, this has been Quaz from RazNQaz. Thank you for watching, please consider subscribing, leaving a like, and goodbye.